Have you ever thought about what really makes you a man? In today's video, we'll challenge the narrow and often limiting ideas about masculinity and explore the powerful truth that your self-worth isn't based on your physical abilities, but on your presence, your resilience, and the connections you make. We'll give you an eye-opening look at intimacy and masculinity that may change the way you see yourself and your relationships forever. You'll learn how to handle times when you feel vulnerable with grace. You will learn how to find strength and openness, as well as discover new, profound ways to connect with your partner. Beyond any physical expectations, stay with us until the end, because we'll talk about real, helpful ways to get closer to your partner that won't involve physical performance. You'll also learn why women often value emotional presence over physical performance. You'll discover how laughter can strengthen relationships and how gentle touch can enhance connections. This video has useful information for all men, whether they are in a relationship or just beginning to understand being a guy. Let's embark on a journey to cultivate genuine intimacy. If you haven't already, please click the subscribe button and confirm your subscription. Sign up for our newsletter to get the latest videos and hear what you think about today's topic. If you like the video, please leave a comment, and if you don't like it, please leave a 0. Your feedback is essential to me because it helps me make better videos that are more relevant to your interests. Now, let's get started. One of the most liberating things a man can accept is realizing that his masculinity extends beyond maintaining an erection. Masculinity isn't a single biological function. It's a force, a presence, and an identity shaped by many experiences. You are the sum of your feelings and traits. To base your self-worth on something so fleeting and changeable would miss the depth of manhood. Consider your sexual life not as an endurance or strength test, but rather as a rich, dynamic experience, akin to driving a finely crafted car on an open road. Your sex life, like that car, is more than any one part. Imagine the car you're driving has a powerful engine, smooth tires, comfortable seats, and a reliable steering wheel, all working together harmoniously to create a journey, not just a destination. Now, if one day a tire goes flat, does it mean the car is suddenly worthless? Do you abandon the car or feel you failed as a driver? No, you simply fix the tire, make adjustments, and continue the journey, perhaps even with a new appreciation for the resilience of the vehicle and yourself. This analogy speaks to a broader truth. If one element of your sexual experience falters, it's only a temporary setback on a much larger, much richer journey. It doesn't mean that you, as a whole person, are somehow inadequate. Remember, a lack of erection is often influenced by factors beyond your control. Stress from work, family responsibilities, the fatigue that comes with a full, demanding life, or even something as simple as a heavy dinner can impact sexual performance. These are human experiences we all encounter, and none of them diminish your masculinity, your strength, or the value you already have. How well you solve problems, are tough, and change and connect with others determines your worth. There's a lot more to sexual satisfaction than just one act. The art of intimacy goes far beyond penetration. It's in the softness of a touch, the tenderness of a kiss, and the soothing rhythm of a caress. It's in the shared moments of laughter, the quiet, close conversations, and the satisfaction that comes from giving and receiving pleasure in countless ways. Here's something most men don't realize. Women often value presence and emotional connection far more than they focus on the physical aspects of performance. Many women don't see a lack of erection as a problem at all. What they crave is the feeling that you're there with them, fully present, wanting to share the moment with them in whatever form it takes. It's often our own insecurities that turn these moments into monumental issues, when in reality they're far less significant than we imagine. Women are often more drawn to the emotional connection, the effort to give pleasure, and the care you show in these intimate moments. Imagine you're at a gathering, a joyful event, and you stumble and fall in front of everyone. Yes, there might be a moment of embarrassment, but if you get up with a smile, laugh at yourself, and continue enjoying the party, that fault transforms into a memory, a funny story of resilience. In the same way, if an erection doesn't happen, it might feel overwhelming, but there are ways to handle it with ease. Style and wit turn it into a moment of connection instead of disconnection when things don't go as planned. The most important thing is to stay calm, because worry makes anything seem scarier and more intense than it really is. Take a deep breath, center yourself in the present, and resist the urge to force anything. Instead, think about making a place where you and the other person can feel safe and at ease. Calmness breeds confidence and can change the mood by creating an atmosphere of trust, warmth, and comfort. Focus on the connection you have with your partner instead of the exact outcome. Trying to hide what's going on or letting your mind go into a loop of worrying thoughts will only make things worse. Be honest, kind, and maybe even funny. Saying something like, "It looks like we're having a technical problem," can help ease the tension. "Let's make the most of our time together in other ways," can help ease the tension. Let's both take it easy and enjoy the moment. Being honest doesn't just help in the present, it makes your bond stronger. Let your partner know you're okay with being vulnerable, which builds trust and closeness. Honesty and humility, not perfect performances, are what bring people closer together. They demonstrate to your partner your willingness to share both your triumphs and your minor setbacks. The sudden changes and twists. Please remember that intimacy is about sharing, connecting, and enjoying each other in all the important ways. The physical act is only a small part of the experience. When you accept this, you can experience the deep joy of being close to someone, not because you've achieved perfection, but because you're sharing something real and authentic. Being truly yourself with another person is the ultimate expression of masculinity, vulnerability, and strength. Pushing yourself in unconventional ways presents an opportunity to delve deeper into intimacy, transcending the physical realm and embracing a profound, meaningful connection. How masculine are you? You are not defined by a single action, but by being present, showing empathy, and being able to be vulnerable and flexible with your partner. When we let go of the need to perform, we allow ourselves to have a more genuine and heartfelt experience. We explore, play, and share intimate moments that can be as fulfilling, if not more so, than traditional intimacy. Think of this time as a chance to experience a new kind of pleasure that is based on waiting. Be gentle and focus on your relationship to enjoy full-body touch. Let your hands, eyes, and even your breath be the tools you use to connect with her as you caress her body. Try it on purpose, enjoying each touch like you found her. Glide softly, tracing the curves of her body, lingering in places that elicit a response, be it a sigh, a soft moan, or even a smile. Through these tender, affectionate touches, you're building a bridge of intimacy where the focus is not on an end goal, but on the journey itself, the sensations, the closeness, and the emotional bond you're creating. Maintaining a light-hearted attitude can also be incredibly powerful. Humor, warmth, and a gentle spirit can transform any tension or awkwardness into shared laughter, which in itself is an intimate act. Imagine that you both can share a smile or a chuckle over the situation. In these small, light moments, you reinforce that nothing needs to be perfect for it to be beautiful. You don't need to joke outright. Sometimes a simple smile, a reassuring look, or a few soft-spoken words are all it takes to break the tension and keep the mood light and enjoyable. Embracing this lightness can allow both of you to remain present and savor the connection. Imagine that you're building something and think of it as a game. If you need a piece but can't find it, you don't give up. You just find another way to play. That's the nature of intimacy. It's a multifaceted connection that offers various forms of enjoyment, each bringing its own unique satisfaction. If you are still watching this movie and think the lessons are helpful, please let me know in the first comment below. When you feel like the natural progression isn't going as planned, there are many other ways to keep and even deepen the intimacy. For example, oral intimacy can be a very satisfying experience that lets you give your partner your full attention while creating a shared moment of connection. During oral intimacy, you use your mouth and tongue to explore your partner's body with deep care and focus. This type of connection can be very satisfying because it shifts the focus entirely to her pleasure, and by watching how she responds, you learn more about her needs and wants. Start slowly with soft, gentle kisses and pay attention to how she reacts to each touch and movement. This lets you see what makes her smile and amplifies that pleasure. Every woman's response is different, and this type of pleasure lets you really get into her experience. You don't have to follow a strict method. Instead, let her body guide you. Listen to her breaths and notice how she changes in response to different touches. Let that awareness guide your movements. If she responds well to a certain touch, stay there and change the pressure and rhythm. This is a way to communicate with her through the simple but powerful act of paying attention and responding. Let her know that your pleasure is your top priority and that your desire to connect with her goes beyond any physical expectation. In addition to mouth pleasure, using your hands can also create a profound experience. Manual stimulation, particularly on sensitive areas such as the clitoris or the G-spot, can provide a deeply satisfying experience. Being the clitoris with its tense nerve ends can respond beautifully to touches that are slow and rhythmic. Start with a light touch, like making soft circles or gentle strokes, and see how she reacts. Look at her face. Pay attention to her breaths and let her lead you, even if she's guided you in silence. With care and sensitivity, these touches can create an intense, physically and emotionally satisfying experience. The G-spot, which is right in the vagina, can also be a source of intense pleasure if you stimulate it with the same care and attention. Start exploring slowly with light pressure, letting her responses tell you what feels best. You need to pay attention to how she reacts and find the right mix of touch and movement to meet her needs. Being patient and adaptable allows you to create a unique shared experience that prioritizes her happiness and your relationship. When you're open to trying new things for pleasure, like oral pleasure touches or just lying together in a warm embrace, you can build a closeness that goes beyond traditional ideas of masculinity and performance. These are times when you communicate physically, emotionally, and spiritually, showing how much you love, respect, and commit to each other. Being open to trying new things for pleasure is not a sign of weakness, but of strength, confidence, and a secure sense of self. It shows your partner that you value her and the connection you share above any specific outcome, which is a profound gift. As you both go through this journey together, remember that intimacy is a dance, a rhythm that only two people can create together. If you accept this broader view of connection, you'll find a depth of intimacy that isn't based on a single act, but on many shared moments of affection, humor, and tenderness. By sharing your vulnerabilities, you strengthen your physical and emotional bond. You're showing your partner more than just strength. You're showing resilience, compassion, and a willingness to be in a relationship based on mutual respect and understanding. Let each other experience pleasure and closeness in ways you may not have before to redefine intimacy. Let these moments show how strong, loving, and open you are. Remember that the most beautiful experiences often arise from our willingness to embrace the unexpected, to adapt, and to continue exploring. True masculinity is not defined by rigid performance. It's defined by your capacity to love deeply, to connect fully, and to be open to the endless ways that intimacy can enrich your lives. And as you share these moments together, you're creating memories, experiences that strengthen the bond you share, making it unbreakable, built on the foundation of love, trust, and true understanding. When exploring alternative ways to share pleasure, the focus should always remain on creating a fulfilling, enjoyable, and deeply connected experience by using gentle touches, tender caresses, and the power of non-verbal communication. You can make your partner feel cherished, appreciated, and thoroughly satisfied. The aim is to turn the moment into something positive and memorable, even when an erection isn't happening. Imagine you're in the middle of a card game, and the hand you're dealt isn't ideal. Instead of explaining why the cards aren't what you'd hoped, you make the best of what you have, playing skillfully and staying in the game in intimacy. Similarly, if you don't achieve an erection, there's no need to apologize or justify yourself. Instead, relish the moment together and demonstrate that your connection transcends the physical realm. It's natural to want to explain yourself when things don't go as planned, but doing so can make the other person uncomfortable. While phrases such as "I'm just nervous" or "this doesn't happen very often" aim to reassure, they often exacerbate the situation by increasing self-consciousness and tension rather than providing an explanation. Paying attention to the pleasure you can still share with your partner through other forms of intimacy not only eases tension, but also shows them that you are fully present and committed to the experience itself, not a certain result. Touching and talking to each other can help create a calm, open space where both of you can fully enjoy the moment. If you do need to say something, keep it short, warm, and positive. A simple phrase like, "Let's explore other ways to make the special," can bring the focus back to the shared experience without making either of you feel disappointed or inadequate. Staying calm, keeping the mood light, and focusing on shared pleasure can make the moment feel more natural and enjoyable. Without talking about it, you and your partner can enjoy the experience and deepen your intimacy without stress or worry. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please leave a comment below with your comment number to let me know you are still watching it with me. When an erection isn't present as planned, oral contact, using your mouth, tongue, and lips, can be a beneficial way to make sure that the experience stays enjoyable and satisfying for both of you. You can stimulate your partner in ways that are both intimate and deeply satisfying. Start with light, exploratory touches, and let your tongue move softly over the sensitive parts of her body, especially the clitoris and vulva. Her reactions will tell you what motivates her the most. Pleasure. Pay attention to how she moves. Watch her movements and listen to her breaths. Maintain your current course of action and generate a rhythm that elicits a positive response from her, provided that she appears composed and engaged. It's important to avoid sticking to one method when you're trying to build oral intimacy. Try moving your tongue and lips in different ways. Switch between soft and robust touches, as well as circular and linear motions. By moving your attention from the clitoris to other areas around the vulva at a pace that feels natural and enjoyable, you can give yourself a sense of exploration and novelty. Some women also enjoy gentle tongue stimulation in the vagina because it provides them with a unique sensation that can be deeply pleasurable as they approach each touch as a new discovery. Even though there may be minimal verbal communication during these moments, your actions still serve as a powerful form of communication. Observing her reactions and adapting your communication style according to her words is an effective method of non-verbal communication. If something is making her feel good, keep up the rhythm or movement. If she says she's not as interested, just change it. Your attention shows her that you care about her happiness and want to make the experience special. By being flexible and open, you show that you really want to connect with her and show her that intimacy is a journey you both take together. Feeling cared for and responsive to each other when physical parts of sex don't go as planned can be a wonderful chance to try new ways to share pleasure. For example, using creative forms of touch and mindful breathing can make the experience better, creating a deeper sense of connection and satisfaction. For example, you can try communicating through your lips, hands, and even your breath. Want and love. Try applying different amounts of pressure. Occasionally, a gentle, light touch can provide just as much stimulation as a forceful stroke. How your partner reacts will reveal which sensations you like best. Pay close attention to small changes in her responses. They could lead to pleasure. For example, a slow, gentle touch could build anticipation, while a more deliberate movement could heighten excitement. By changing how you approach her, you're not only making her happier, but you're also showing that you're genuinely interested in finding out what makes her happy. This kind of exploration also lets you enjoy the thrill of discovering new ways to make each other feel good. It's important to emphasize that intimacy isn't about adhering to a rigid plan or set of rules, but rather about discovering and relishing experiences together. Putting aside physical expectations in favor of emotional connection can be very powerful. It lets you both experience a level of closeness that goes beyond the physical and into something even deeper, a bond built on trust, openness, and a willingness to adapt. When you approach intimacy with a spirit of exploration, curiosity, and care, you are building a foundation of love and respect that goes far beyond any physical achievement. In the end, by focusing on creating a pleasurable and connected experience, you're redefining intimacy in a way that emphasizes emotional closeness, adaptability, and a shared journey of discovery. This approach doesn't just give you a short-term fix, it changes the way you connect in the future. This approach aims to make every moment spent with each other beautiful, interesting, and deeply satisfying. Changing your breathing can create a truly immersive and intimate experience, often overlooked but incredibly powerful. Combining your breathing with your movements can help you focus and feel closer to your partner. Try breathing slowly while keeping your pace steady, and notice how it improves the feeling of touch, making the flow more harmonious. Syncing your touch with each breath makes the moment stronger. This allows both of you to fully relax and immerse yourself in the experience. Combining mindful breathing with intentional movements enhances the connection, making it feel as if you're both in tune with the same energy and fully sharing each sensation. Using a variety of stimulation techniques is another way to make the experience more memorable and exciting. Gently press down on the tip of your tongue to follow small patterns around the clitoris and vulva, then move in a bigger, more general way. This transition from light-focused touches to fuller, encompassing strokes maintains an unexpected and interesting feel, while also adding additional layers of thrills. Changing your touch and synchronizing your breath will let the pleasure build naturally, keeping her interested and enjoying the whole thing. Pay attention to your partner's responses, as her body will show you what feels good. Watching her breathing, movements, and even small changes in her body language will help you figure out what she's enjoying the most, as you align your breathing and change your technique based on her responses. You're actively building a shared experience where her happiness is the most important thing. Your attentiveness shows that you're really there and committed to making the moment as fulfilling as possible, turning any problems you may face into chances to connect with her more deeply. Engaging in these activities together not only enhances your enjoyment, but also fortifies your relationship. Every touch, every breath, and every shared moment becomes a language of love and closeness. The ability to explore different forms of pleasure and communicate without words can take your relationship to a whole new level. That intimacy is about how deeply you connect, respond, and care for each other, not just physical performance. Thank you for joining me today as I talked about how to deal with erection problems and find new ways to promote pleasure and connection. Now I'd love to hear from you. Have you ever been in a similar situation or have any tips on how to handle these private moments? Please feel free to share your experiences or ask questions in the comments below. Your insights can help other people feel more comfortable and open in their own journeys. Continue this crucial discussion about love, connection, and intimacy. Thank you for taking a look at how to redefine masculinity and intimacy. What is one thing you plan to do differently because of this video? Let us know in the comments below. Talking about your experience could encourage others to connect in a deeper, more meaningful way. If you enjoyed today's talk, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more content that helps you build fulfilling relationships and a stronger sense of self.